Hey YouTube family and GN subs, if you are a social media influencer or a remote worker, I'm going to give you tips on how not to be caught to be considered working illegally in the US while you're here. These days I've been seeing a lot of foreign individuals get denied, visas denied, grounds of inadmissibility, being alleged to have been working in the US. We're going to show you how to avoid these pitfalls. I'm going to give you some really good tips on how to keep your case clean. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Humberto R. Gray. You can get me at hrg@graylaw.com. All right, a lot to get to. Let's jump right in. All right, so here's what's happening. If you are here on a non-immigrant visa, B1, P4, F1, F2, student visa, it doesn't allow you to work in the United States. So let's say you're here with your spouse on a derivative visa and you have a social media account that is generating income. You may be an influencer, you may just be a normal, TikToker working your way up or a YouTuber working your way up. And if you are receiving income, you need to be very careful. These days, also, after COVID, remote work is possible. And again, you have a lot of individuals here with their family members and they are engaged in remote work. You want to make sure that you're not considered working illegally in the United States so they could take away your visa and you're going to be shipped back overseas and you're not going to be able to be with your spouse. So this applies to all social media. I mean, it could be OnlyFans, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, right? Any social media account where you're getting paid money, you want to be really mindful in the US, all right? So what's new? Last couple years, applications at the US consulate, the DS-160, it asks you to list all social media accounts for the last 5 years. Failure to do so, that's another pitfall. Failure to do so, you're going to be denied a visa and you're going to be denied for fraud, for not disclosing your social media account. So make sure on your application, you disclose the social media account. The biggest pitfall, what not to do, do not receive your income into a US account. For Instagram and TikTok, you can get what's called a content bank account. There are various types. Some examples of these content banks, I'll give you the names. For Folk, The Studio Brief, Social Stock, Paxia, and Editorial Stock. These are some of the content banks that you can use and utilize as a payment method to receive your income. Now, YouTube is a little bit different. So YouTube, what you might do is they pay you their AdSense by checks. So you can ask that your check be sent to your bank account overseas. For OnlyFans, they have also content bank accounts. Two of them are Starling and CashGo Plus, all right? So again, this is the important thing. You do not want a bank account in the US. If you are a remote worker, make sure that your company is paying you overseas in your overseas bank account, okay? First thing that they'll do at the airport is they're gonna check to see if you have US bank accounts. If you have income coming in and you're on one of these non-immigrant visas, you will get denied entry and you will get your visa canceled and you will not be able to come into the US. All right, another problem is creating your content in the US. That is a no-no. You do not want to create your content in the US. I'll give you some options at the end of this video on what you can do. What CBP does, US Customs and Border Protection, they go into your social media account and they see if you're filming, creating content in New York or Los Angeles, you're done, denied. Those of you coming to the US to go to conferences, you're going to the influencer conference, you're going to the social media conference, VidCom, you want to be really careful because a lot of influencers, they come and they get paid at the conference to attend, to be one of the influencers that's seen at this conference. That's a big no-no. If your foreign entity has a US subsidiary and you're doing remote work, you do not want to get paid by that US subsidiary company. Again, you don't want a US bank account. You want to make sure that your foreign company is paying you in a foreign account. Just be careful. You have that US entity here. Sometimes they want to make it easier, to pay you. You don't want to do that, okay? It's the first thing they look at. Again, they look at the bank account. They ask you, where are you working? If you say, oh, I'm working remotely in the US with my foreign US subsidiary, that's a no-no. That's called an L1 visa. You need an L1 to be able to work in the US. All right, finally, there are visa options for you. If you are an influencer, I've gotten O1 visas to be able to work in the US, create your content in the US, have a US bank account here. All right. I have others who have an E2 visa, investor visa. If your country is on the list of treaty investors, you may be able to invest in the US in your social media content creation channel or Instagram or TikTok. You may be able to get an E2 visa. I've done it before. All right, YouTube family and GN subs, thanks so much for watching GrayLaw TV. Click below, like and subscribe. Go to my content, folks. Really good stuff. And we'll see you next time.